Okay everyone, so for today's lesson we're going to be going through making the first test board with Eagle so we can use that to calibrate the settings for our Carvey. So first of all you're going to want to open up Eagle, and when you do you'll see this control panel here. I've already got it opened up. So then once this is open you want to go to the File menu, select New Project. And you'll see New Project open up just here. I'm going to call this Project 1, but you can call it whatever you want. And then you're going to right click that project, select New Schematic. It's very important you select Schematic here and not Board, because they are different things. Now, like I said, this is going to be very simple. It's just going to be a resistor, LED, and a battery, just so we can test how our Carvey goes. So first of all, we want to add our components, and we do that by selecting Edit, Add, waiting a moment, and then searching for the components we want. In this case, I want an LED. Just select the one that looks like what you want, in this case this, and add it somewhere. And then press Escape, and select and search for a resistor. Now again, you'll see lots of things here, lots of different resistor options. Just I found that the American one is the symbol that you want, so I would use that. And select OK. Oh, so you've got to select one of them, sorry. And there we go. Again, press Escape, and you can then search for the final thing, our power source. Yeah, you can see there are lots of options here. I might just change that to battery. Here we go, a 9-volt battery clip. We can select OK and place it down. So press Escape and again press Cancel. So this gives us all our components here. Again, we can see you can select them and they're all here. Now they're all labelled in that, and we don't need to worry about the labels just yet. So first thing, we're going to grab them, press the Move button as I just did, and move them where we want. So I'll just set it up like this, again just for a very simple circuit. Then we want to select the electrical connection option. Oh, sorry, we want to select this button here if it's there, and then, oh, yes, I think it was the electrical connection button, sorry. Yeah, so we want to select the net option. There we go. And you'll see as we mouse over the different components, a little green circle will appear to let us know that it's snapped to that component. So we click when that green circle appears, and then we click to our next component. And we're just connecting this as we would draw any circuit diagram. Again, you see this green circle appears, so we connect from there to our next component. And continue until we have our completed circuit. So then we can move our components to make it look a bit neater, more obvious. And this is our basic circuit we're going to work with. So we're going to go File and save that. Give it a name. In this case, we'll call it Schematic 1, and just save. And that will save it to our project. Then we're going to want to select this button here, the Generate/Switch to Board. And it will ask if you want to create a board from the schematic. So we're going to select yes. It'll give it a moment and it will open up this board setup screen. And the board is how the Carvey knows exactly where it should drill its holes and cut its routes. So as you can see, we've got our black board to the right here, and to the left, the bottom left of that, we have our components. Now they're not on the board yet, and we need to move them there. So we do that by selecting all of them, pressing the Move an Object button, clicking on the cross on one of the options, and moving it over. So we can do that for each of our components. Now you can set these up however you want. The only rule for using for the Carvey is you want to keep them out of the very bottom left area, because there is an L clamp on the Carvey that may get in the way of components there. So I'm just going to place it like this. Again, you can organise it however you'd like. So you can zoom in and then we want to route our lines. So there is a signal line here, a signal button here, which we click. Hang on. Yes, so we want to select we want to select the route button. So from there, we can see all these yellow lines connecting the components. That was generated by our schematic, and so Eagle knows which should go where, and we just click on each side of the yellow line and press escape after each line, and that should generate our routes for us. Now we can see here that it's a little bit not as straight as it could be. So for that, we just look at the components that could be fixed up, press the rotate tool, and click their cross until they look like they could. In this case, here. So then we can move them around, and the routes should go with them. So you can, of course, you can see we can move those routes, move that however you want. And here's our very basic test board. So you can see, make sure everything's connected. In this case, this part isn't properly connected, so we're just going to click the lines and delete them, and try routing it again. There we go. And again, this is a little bit weird here, so we're just going to press escape, click the lines that are a bit weird, and reroute them just to make sure it looks nice. Route. There we go. You can see this looks much nicer now. So this should be our board. As you can see, if you want to move these components, you can just select them all, click the move button, and move them up or down, or however you want, and that will keep the routes going with it. So then, once it's as you want it, you can just select File, Save, and it will automatically save it for you and give it the same name as your schematic. So there you go. This is our first test board, and in the next lesson, we're going to cover printing this out and calibrating our Carvey so it works properly.